Hey guys, thanks for going on this nerd journey with me. If you want your episodes ad-free, go to makemeanerd.com/join and hit that button.
Hooked on you, baby, you're golden. Time moves, I never noticed. Just can't get enough. Got me wonderstruck.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Make Me a Nerd. I'm Mandy Kaplan, a mainstream mom whose mission it is to explore the world of nerd culture that I've been afraid of my whole life. And I'm especially afraid of my topic today, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to power through. My guest today is the creator and host of the Tyrant in Training podcast, which is a comedy improv podcast. I'll let him explain it better. We connected online. We have no practical knowledge of each other in real life. We don't know if we have torsos or legs or anything. But here he is, Kevin Ryan, all the way from Ireland.
Yeah, I'm still in Ireland, but yeah, I'm all the way from Ireland. Yeah. Hello, everyone. We only have theoretical knowledge of each other.
Right. You could be AI.
Yeah, no.
I don't actually know.
And I'm pretty good AI.
Yes, you are.
I look okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So lifelike.
A lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes. No. Thank you. Yeah. I have the Tyrant in Training podcast, which is an improv comedy podcast. It's about a guest each week, ruling their own country, their own fictional country. By the way, not.
Of course.
I can't guarantee real countries.
Well, then I wouldn't have agreed to go on it, which I did, and you can hear me on an episode soon to be released.
Every Thursday, so that'll be in a few weeks. Yes,
Great.
It should be, I think, the first week of December, so whichever the first Thursday.
Oh, so it's already out. Once this
things.
comes out, go check out Tyrant in Training.
Yeah,
now, let me ask you, what gave you the idea?
So, you know how a lot of people, especially a few years after, are like, well, the world was on lockdown during COVID. And I was like, well, I do a lot of screenwriting, but I would like to make something, right? Because I'm out in the countryside in Ireland. I don't know many people to go make a short movie.
Right.
And I was like, well, I can do audio production.
Uh-huh.
I'm not great at it, but I can do audio production. And then I thought, well, why don't I just do a podcast? And originally I was like, well, I don't want to just ask someone, what do you do? Because they might have been asked that question 100 times already.
Right.
But I do quite like these sort of gamified versions. You might be sitting down with someone saying, if you won the lottery, what would you spend 100 million on? Stuff like that.
Or
so it just came about,
or the Would You Rather game or something like that. I love all that stuff.
Yeah. And it was like, well, what would you do if you ran your own country? And I started asking a few people. The very first question I asked was my fiance to say, what would your official title be? Like president or king or queen or anything. And she chose vicar, like a priest.
You're making a face like it smells bad. I'm making the face you're making. I'm not having my own opinion about a vicar.
I was like, why would you choose vicar? Because again, this is the very first question I've ever asked anyone around this topic. And I was like, why vicar? And she said, I have no idea. And I kind of thought, people are weird.
And so then you ended that relationship, obviously. And you're re-engaged to somebody else. Oh,
she's on probation. So she makes really good curry. So I don't want to give that up.
Too good. Keep her around.
And so she's hanging on by a thread. But yeah, that's how the podcast came about. And I've done about 100 episodes now. This year I started doing them weekly because why not? And yeah, your episode is now out already. It's concerning. But I will say you were the first person who said you wanted to be named a supermodel. So very appreciated. Thank you.
It was tons of fun. It really did. It feels like you're sitting around with your friends playing Would You Rather or something. And it was a ton of fun. And you don't just ask questions, you become different characters, which is also extremely nerdy. And I mean that in the best way possible when you're like, okay, now I'm your financial advisor. Okay, now I'm this. And it feels Dungeons and Dragons-esque the way you do it.
It's a little bit. Yeah, someone has said that you're a little bit like a dungeon master because, again, I have a kind of set list of questions in my head, but at the same time, people have come in and have decided, no, we're actually living in the future. We're living in the past. We're living in underground,
right?
And there is no preparation for it. Some people do want to roll a dice to decide stuff. So it's always fun for me. It's always different. Even, again, I've done like 100 episodes and there's still people, as I said, you're the first person who said, I want to be known as a supermodel. So I'm like, this is fantastic. I love it. And it's a great way to meet people as well for me personally.
Yes.
But,
Well, it was a joy to do that, and let's hope it's a joy to do this. So we said, let's be on each other's podcasts. And I was a tyrant in training, and then you said you're obsessed with AEW.
Yes, so
Not the
professional wrestling, I
soda.
suppose.
I was hoping it would just be an episode about root beer, the soda, A&W.
Okay,
but I was wrong.
That is lost in translation in Ireland. Is that a root beer, AEW?
A&W, yeah.
Oh, A&W.
Little ampersand.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I did not know that was a drink.
Good root beer. Okay. So, Kevin, I have a feeling a lot of my listeners don't know a lot about wrestling. So what is AEW? Well, I think everyone's heard of WWE.
You've heard of WWE, much like McDonald's or Coca-Cola and stuff like that. It's the pinnacle of the sport. Some people would call it a sport, a form of entertainment.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have WWE, you have WrestleMania, John Cena, Hulk Hogan, The Rock. They're WWE.
Okay.
It turns out, and the great thing about wrestling is, I think you should liken it to comic books. So I think that's an easier kind of doorway to go through, in the fact that wrestling is so it has so much history and lore to it. So AEW is one company amongst dozens of them across the world.
Oh, really?
And they all have their own storylines. They're always constantly going. AEW would be classed as like the second biggest company in at least America, probably the world.
Okay.
They recently sold out Wembley Stadium in London.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago that we were at. It's like 80,000 people were there. Something like that, maybe 70,000, I forget. But yeah, so AEW is basically
names? What were their names? The people who were at the stadium that night.
So
all 70,000.
Oh, I mean, there was a lot of Jims. There was a lot of Charlies. There was no Susans. But yeah. God.
Yeah. So I think I likened it to something like Saturday Night Live is the pinnacle of sketch comedy in America. And then Mad TV had a very long, successful run. It's no longer on, but everyone else you could choose. Like, well, I like Mad TV. It's more subversive. It's a little edgier. It's different than Saturday Night Live. And that's what I think the AEW is. It's like diehard fans want something a little less commercial and splashy and a little more their own.
Yeah. And when if you start getting into wrestling, you like when I started getting back into it, I didn't quite appreciate it. But once you start watching more wrestling, you realize there's different styles and kind of genres within the wrestling. There's like comedic wrestling, hardcore wrestling, which is more violent stuff. With WWE, they have like a specific style that you can watch, but AEW kind of has a mishmash. They take from Mexican wrestling, Japanese wrestling, which are both big markets as well. So like when I was excitedly going, we can do a wrestling podcast and we can do a wrestling episode and you learn all about the nerdy world of wrestling. I was like, well, I'll show you AEW.
Yes.
Because it's such a mixture, you know?
And did you watch wrestling as a kid and then you said you came back to it?
It turns out so. The fiance who's on probation, like me and her both watched wrestling when we were young, like teenagers.
Okay.
Right? This was the height of like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, The Rock, right? So it was very popular back then. And then both of us
even in Ireland.
Yeah, it was huge.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, you know, to like mid 2000s, we both fell out of love of watching wrestling. Just, you know, it is what it is. And then a few years ago, I just saw this post online saying there's a new wrestling company. They mentioned one or two names that were like older wrestlers who were joining this new company. And I said to my fiance, hey, why don't we just turn this on? We'll see how it goes. And just, we would throw it on in the background. We'd watch a few, you know, watch it a bit, but be doing something else, and just gradually got hooked into it.
And you don't find it too violent?
No. And that's, although I do get, you know, why someone would go, okay, that thing is too violent. Because with AEW, some of them, they I mean, God, you could name out a few people. I think one of the matches I sent you had a person called Darby Allin in it, who he's actually, I think he hangs around with Tony Hawk a lot. He is a stunt man, basically, who just happens to wrestle as well. But
Well,
yeah,
I think my childhood knowledge of it, which was almost nothing, I remember hearing, "Oh, it's fake. Wrestling is fake."
Yeah.
So I think my interpretation of that was, "Oh, good. No one's really hurting each other. It's all stage combat and fake punches and kicks and pins." And I came to learn during this little shallow dive I did, it is very real. The violence is real. It's just that the storylines are scripted.
Yeah.
As opposed to like MME. This is like MME fighting where they're actually trying to draw blood. But they've agreed in advance, wink, wink, you're going to win. But I get to, flip you over my back and crash your face into this. But don't worry, you're going to win the match. Am I correct?
Pretty much, because it is like, you will have people even now going, that's fake, right? Which is kind of like a weird insult, I guess, because you're like, yes, I know they're not really, I know there really isn't like a dead Undertaker walking to the ring, or, the crazy characters aren't really crazy. But like, as I said, the stuff they do, like the chair they hit them with, or the thumbtacks they use, are thumbtacks. Like, they can't fake it lying on a bed of thumbtacks. The thing you hear a lot from wrestlers is those moves that they do that you think they must really hurt and they must injure themselves off of them, they're fine. They hurt a bit, but they're fine. It's those kind of simple moves, like a simple roll into the ring or jump off the top rope and just land on your feet, where they end up breaking an ankle or something. They're like, as I said, it's like a stunt man. Well, the one that you think looks bad is fine. It's just a
I'm a huge fan of American football, and often injuries that they call non-contact. Just the guy is running and his ankle twists under him. Far more dangerous than when he is tackled and a big guy falls on his ankle. It's crazy.
It's the very same. Yeah. And like, I've watched it, and I've had some of my favorite wrestlers be there, and suddenly they're out for 18 months and you'd go, why? And you'd have to look back and you find out it's when he jumped off. There's one case of one guy who just jumped off a little ramp, maybe jumped 4 or 5 feet onto the ground, and he completely obliterated his ankle, which is horrible, obviously, for him. But whereas he'd be doing moves that you'd say is crazy, he's absolutely fine.
Right.
A lot of it is with that hardcore stuff. Like if they use glass or tables or stuff like that, you can hear the kind of behind the scenes stuff where they say the glass isn't real, it's sugar glass.
Yeah.
Like it's very clever, the like tricks they use to make it seem worse than it is. But it's
but the blood that they're drawing is real.
They're still
Okay. Just to be clear, because I think when I was a kid, I thought, oh, that's gotta all just be fake blood.
It's complete. Fun. Yeah.
Okay. So you had me watch a quick little documentary about Hangman Page, Hangman Page. Adam Page.
Hangman Adam Page, yes.
It was produced by a very clever name, Parts Fun Known, which I liked. That's who produced this little...
their puns in the wrestling community. Yeah.
Okay. But I could barely follow it. He spoke so fast, and the editing was so fast.
Yes.
And what I got was that this guy, Hangman Adam Page, who I looked up, he was a former high school teacher. They didn't say that in the documentary, but I do my own research. Crack squad here. He started wrestling, then he started drinking, then he came back. And I was writing, I'm so confused. What's happening? Who are the Elite and the Young Bucks and the Dark Order? And I just lost the thread because I didn't know anything. And this was made for people who know something about wrestling. This was not made for me. So I tried. What I got from it, now that I'm diving into the nerd world, is I understand why you said, well, I'm really nerdy about this. Because hearing, well, the Elite betrayed him, and then he was a member of the Dark Order, and then it's like, I watched Lord of the Rings, and now I
Yeah.
can reference like, oh, well, they're elves and they're orcs and they're like, right. So this is world building. This is the same as all of these sci-fi things and fantasy things that I'm taking on. So this does align with my mission to become a nerd about something. If you can ask me at the end if I became a nerd about wrestling, but I understand how you could get into the world building. Is that the aspect you like?
Because like I think for people who don't watch wrestling, like, you know, I remember someone had said to me, where do I start? Right. I want to get into wrestling. Like, where do I start off? What episode should I start on? And because wrestling just is, like, it just happens every week, pretty much like multiple times a week, there's a wrestling show just from one company on. You just have to dive in and say it's okay to be lost. I'll pick it up as it goes. I was the same when I started watching this company, and it was a brand new company, but they were pulling in so much lore from other stuff that I was like, I'll figure it out as I go along. I have to admit, it's even impressive that you did watch that, because Hangman Page probably has, as far as like character work and like progression, like, I mean, his story, you could trace back 5 years easily and beyond that, to be honest, of the same like storytelling arc up until the point where he wins the belt. The big belt.
Is his drinking problem real, or is that all just
No.
so
That's the
strange?
beauty, you see. Oh, we're going to get right into this little personality. First of all, by
they
the way, I
call
met
him
him. Lovely guy.
Oh, you met him. Okay.
Yeah,
They call him
yes.
a babyface millennial, and this is how they introduce him, the perfect millennial babyface.
Yes.
But he's not a babyface. He's not.
Do you know what a babyface is?
I assumed it was like a young, good-looking, clean-cut guy.
Yes, pretty much. So with wrestling lingo, your good guy is known as a babyface. Your bad guy is known as a heel, like HEEL. Like
okay.
Your foot. I cannot remember why, but babyface and heel are your two good guy, bad guy.
Okay, so babyface just means he's from the good guy.
We should cheer that guy, right?
I cannot, but we will get into why later.
We will. Very good. Oh, interesting. Because especially with Hangman Adam Page in AEW, he is kind of known as the protagonist, right? The world kind of revolves around him. Again, so I suppose what you asked about the drinking. So the interesting thing is with his story, to sum it up in a very quick explanation, he started off as a young talent, right? Who people said he's going to be world champion someday. But because he suffers from a lot of anxiety, that pressure built up on him to be better than he thought he deserved to be.
That this is real? You're saying this is... No, this is his story.
This is his story in wrestling.
Okay.
On the show.
Is his name even Adam Page? Is that his real name?
Oh God, no. His name is something else.
Okay.
But, you know, when I called him Adam, he said hello back.
Okay, so this is all just a fictitious creation of this guy. But he was a former high school teacher. That's correct.
He was, yes. With wrestlers, they will kind of veer in and out of what's real and what's fake. Like, they will put aspects of themselves into the story. Okay. Right?
So he was school teacher. So this anxiety and the pressure to be better, this is all his story, his narrative, written by higher ups at AEW who tell him what to do and say. This is not necessarily. Wrestlers have a lot of say over their own character. So that would be him coming in saying, I don't know the man personally, but he could say, I'm anxious. I'm going to use this anxiety as a part of my story. Okay. Right? Okay. So he was failing to win. He started drinking to kind of compensate. Look, I'm having a good time. I'm doing well. Again, in that storyline that was going on years, he had friends who were more successful than him. He made some mistakes, which kind of drove them away. And they didn't want to be his friends anymore. That was the Elite. That's why they're known the Elite, because they were so successful. They won world titles, stuff like that. Hangman Page then started hanging out on his own until another group, which is more like a
comedic, foolish group called the Dark Order started hanging around with him, trying to be his friend. Because of his own insecurity, he didn't want to join their group because he thought, I don't deserve to have friends. He eventually was shown the power of friendship by them, right? So it was all very sweet. The Elite basically turned from babyfaces to heels in that time, so they turned bad.
Okay.
And then, as any good story, the good guy, Hangman Adam Page, eventually learned to overcome his self-doubt with the help of his new friends, Dark Order, and he defeated the Elite to win the world title, the thing that he never thought he would be able to win.
Well,
so
bless his heart.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's so nice for him.
And so the drinking, I don't know why I'm like, in the documentary, he's like, he turned to alcohol. Like, it sounded real. But I know alcohol is so celebrated in this world, and like everyone in the stadium is drunk and they throw beers at each other, and there was a lot of drinking in the stuff you sent me, and so I just found that so confusing. But it's not real, not a real drinking problem.
it's I think in his story, because I mean he doesn't still do it now, let's say, right? He's still not out there drinking every night, but at that part of the storyline, because the drinking was like a prop to show this guy isn't actually functioning well. He's compensating. He's using that alcohol as a crutch. So yeah, it's all
part of his
Hangman
story.
Page is probably the most in depth when it comes to like character work. As I said, AEW tends to have like, you could have a match that's just for the sake of a match. It's just two wrestlers out, they go wrestle. There's no big story you need to figure out. Hangman Page has long arcs going years that you can follow all the way back to something.
Is he your favorite? Is that why you chose him to introduce me?
So.
Yeah.
I think he's the most... I know he's the most like heavy. I imagine his Wikipedia page is full up, but yeah, I know he is Celine's, my fiance's favorite as well.
Okay. Okay, so then you sent me something called A Christmas Carol.
Right.
And you said, this is funny, watch this. And Kevin.
Yeah.
It is not funny to me. I had real issue with this, and I will tell you why.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Yes.
This was a bunch of guys who, I'm not accusing them of anything other than the aesthetic. They look like white nationalists in America. They look like neo-Nazis. They all have little beards and bald heads, and they're drinking heavily, and they're very aggro, and it's an off-putting aesthetic to me. So that's
fair.
You know, and they're wearing weird masks that they're very.
Oh, three of them. Yes.
They are a turnoff for me. So they're sitting around drinking, and they are acting. I'm putting that in big air quotes if people can hear me, and it all feels like porn acting. Not that
it's very bad acting.
Ever seen a porn, but had I, that's the type of acting they're doing. And then there's a woman in the back dressed like a bimbo, and she's like, "You guys, what are we doing?" And
go on. Yeah.
And there was so much swearing and so much violent energy, and then this woman who seemed to be second-class citizen, and I just turned it off. I couldn't get on board with that.
You didn't even get to the singing?
No.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay.
That was, I watched, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and I was like, what am I doing to myself?
You were so confused.
Not confused. I was, it hurt my soul.
Yeah.
So, just not for me, that.
You know what? That is absolutely fine. I will say, though, you did miss the sweet part where they all realize that apparently they look like white nationalists that I did not suspect. So that I will say that group is the Dark Order. Do you know how I set this up by saying they're a lovely little group?
Yes, you said, watch this one. This is sweet and funny.
Lovely. What they do in that video, and I wouldn't ask you to go back now. If you're not interested, that's fine.
Oh, I should.
But what they do is they decide to get some Christmas spirit into themselves. They sing a song, and because they're all so madly in love platonically with Hangman Page and want to be his friend. They sing him a Hangman the Handsome Cowboy to the tune of some Christmas song.
Rudolph the
Remember.
Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's it. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Mm-hmm.
But they sing it to Hangman, who is in the shot in the whole music videos, being very confused by them being so openly friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Again, in a platonic way, because you
Right.
mentioned the porn part. But but yeah, and the thing is, when I say as well, oh, it's so funny that it's the bad acting is part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is, I'm not expecting The Office level of like wit.
Mm-hmm.
It is, wrestling has some terrible humor.
Yeah.
In a funny way, I guess.
And are women ever treated with respect in this world?
Here's the thing. I'm actually curious about that. So Anna Jay was with the Dark Order. I mean, yes, she wasn't. She was actually one of the most like, I kind of think feared members of the Dark Order. Like they wouldn't mess with her.
Oh.
Yeah, I think even in that music video, she like pushes around some fella just because she decides to. Not in he's being aggressive to her. I think he's afraid of her. But with wrestling, especially in America, because of the WWE, I think women were always treated as their looks and that's it.
Right.
In the last, I want to say 10 years, it's actually come along a lot better. Like,
mm-hmm.
I mean, because these are athletes, men and women, they're all athletes who are incredibly fit. So they all look very nice,
mm-hmm.
right? But the like women wrestlers do some of the most insane, toughest, longest matches you could do.
Sure.
Like, genuinely.
Women in the ring, I understand. But in the context, so AEW also has female wrestlers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the context of how these men treat them, though, and it felt to me like this is the type of thing where a guy comes out for his match and is surrounded by two blonde bimbos and they give him a rub down and they kiss him before he goes in the ring, and that kind of stuff is uncomfortable to me. And
yes,
it is. Am I onto something? Is that how it is? Aside from female wrestlers, I understand they're a different thing.
Yeah. I think, like, I'm trying to think now in regards to Dark Order, that's not what happens at all with the female member of the group and the rest of them. Like, no. But I'm trying to think, has that ever happened? And I know one case where it was a heel, a bad guy's birthday. He was having a birthday party in the ring, right? He was going to come down to the ring and celebrate himself. And because he was such a obnoxious douchebag, right? When he came out to the ring, he had two girls that they had to kiss him on the cheek, but it was completely designed for everyone to boo him because
to hate him. Yeah.
Why would, and like, I without again knowing him, it was kind of pretty obvious that this is just a part of the show. He's engaged. But yeah, I don't think there is much. I think what they call them is valets. Like, I'm a wrestler and you're the woman who walks down with me and oils me up or whatever you said. I don't think there's really much of that.
Okay.
I think that's kind of gone away.
I was going to play a joke on you and tell you that we don't say douchebag in America, and I don't know what that is, and could you please describe it? but I won't do that to you, Kevin.
I'll start the bag part first. So a bag is
okay, so I stopped A Christmas Carol. And
that's fair. Yes.
Then you said, this is the ultimate match. Like, this is what people talk about with Hangman Page. And it's called Hangman Did What? There are a lot of question marks in wrestling.
The videos leave a lot of, yeah. That's the algorithm. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell the people what this match, it wasn't a match. Hangman did not show up.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Yeah. So I was wondering when you said match, I was like, God, he's had a lot of good matches. But yes, this moment.
Yes. Because I forget the name of his opponent.
Absolutely. No, that's fair, because I don't think I went in deep talking about him. So after Hangman's story where he wins the belt, right? And he's won the day. He eventually loses that main AEW belt, right?
Okay.
And after he loses it, he kind of treads water. He goes out and have a few matches and he comes back. There's nothing really going on with him. And another wrestler called Swerve Strickland basically walks out to him and says, I want your spot. Like, I want to be high up on the card, as they call it, or high up in the company like you, because you're not as good anymore. And they start a big rivalry. Okay. Again, I will state that obviously this is fictional and it's ridiculous. Okay.
It is.
It is, and
disturbing.
you just have to believe that within the rules of this genre, this makes sense.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So there's a big match between Swerve and Hangman Page. And
they are about to have a big
Swerve
match.
comes out, and then they say, and Hangman Page. And he ain't there.
So what happens is their rivalry gets a bit intense. And what they say is, we're going to have a match at our next big event. Before that event, we have to sign the contract, right, for the match to stipulate that we're going to have that match. Swerve comes out and he stands in the ring and he signs the contract. So now they wait for Hangman Page to sign the contract.
Yes.
And that's where, so while he's waiting, the big screen that they always have during the entrance, that comes to life. And it's Hangman Page sitting inside in a house, in someone's house. Yes. And the house is empty. And he goes on a big kind of rant talking about Swerve. And it's obvious that he's in Swerve's childhood home.
Oh, he states it outright.
Right? Yeah. And he's like, I imagine this is where your mother cooked and cleaned as you ran around being an annoying brat, your dad telling you to shut up, blah, 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 blah. He goes on this rant. And it becomes obvious once he walks outside the house that he has a petrol can or a gas can, right? Yeah. America would say gas can, I think. And what he's doing is he's pouring gas all over the house. And he sits down in front of a really nice looking armchair, right? It was lovely.
While Swerve is screaming in agony, helpless that his childhood home is about to be burned. He's in the ring watching, screaming. I mean, Academy Awards, look out. He's doing
the best he can, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is. And I'm pretty sure a week or two before that, Swerve started setting this up because he would mention, oh, now I have enough money to buy back my childhood home.
Okay, perfect.
So by the time you got to this moment, you realize Swerve really loves his childhood home. And Hangman sits down and he has a little table beside him. He gets a lovely glass of whiskey for himself. And he says, I told you I'm going to burn your life to the ground, or something along those lines. And he lights a match, and a big
the house burns down behind him.
The house goes absolutely on fire. And that's the end of the show, with Hangman sitting there in that cool action shot, where the hero like walks away from a fireball.
Yeah.
He's sitting on his chair having a drink while the house goes up in flames. And that was an insane moment.
So I did watch that, and there are announcers, as there are in boxing or any sport, and they're saying, where's Hangman? He's not showing up. This is unheard of. I don't know. Yeah. Swerve looks angry. What's happening? And then they're narrating this whole time. They're narrating, oh my gosh, never in the history of the sport have we seen anything this, diabolical and
wild. Yeah.
What do the announcers know? Are they in on the whole thing, or are they told show up and narrate what you see?
There's, it's kind of done different ways. I know one announcer who's very famous called Jim Ross always said that he didn't want to know what was happening, so he could react in the moment. Right. So I think it is partly up to the announcer on what, how much they know. I think a lot of them don't want to be told it, because again, it's a lot easier for them to act surprised if they go, oh my God, the house is on fire.
Right.
What the hell is going on? They will always have someone in their ear. Like if they need to know something, they'll be told it. The voice in their ear. Someone backstage will say, someone is going to run out now on the left-hand side of you. So they can turn and go, oh my God, this wrestler just ran out. Okay. But by and large, they don't really know that much.
Okay. And are they former wrestlers? Are they actors? Are they actual sports announcers? Who are these people? We don't see them.
Some are ex-wrestlers who have retired. Some are, and when I say retired, that doesn't mean that they're in their 50s or 60s. They could be a wrestler who retired young and then started learning to commentate. Others are people who have come from presenting or broadcasting in other industries, and they just
Okay.
either got into wrestling or just got the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm shaking my head because this was so outrageous. And
The fire.
lighting
Yeah.
his childhood home on fire during a match. I mean, it was crazy. Do you think they went out for drinks later that week and talked about that went over really well? Everyone really liked that. Swerve and Hangman.
Pretty much, yeah, absolutely.
Right? They all hang out. Don't you think?
Yeah. Like I think of it like any job, right? You're not going to be best friends with every single person in the office, but like those two, for example, probably were super excited that they made a moment that, I mean, this is about a year later, I want to say, and I'm telling you, who has no prior knowledge of wrestling, you need to check this thing out. I have a blanket downstairs of that moment with the fire. Like, it's just...
You're kidding.
Yeah. Do you want me to show it you? I mean,
I do. Real nerds have their merch.
Yeah, I got this for Celine for Christmas, and I was super excited. One sec, I'll get it.
Okay. Okay, listeners. I am seeing Hangman Adam Page sitting in his recliner in front of a house that is completely engulfed in flames.
It comes out pretty well, doesn't it?
I have a Golden Girls blanket.
I mean, do you want to run and get that? Are we comparing blankets?
It's a show about blankets.
Yeah.
But yeah, the things we are passionate about, we wrap ourselves in them at night to keep warm. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that looked out pretty good. But yeah, so I imagine they were very happy with it, because I can't remember another moment in wrestling where they burnt down a house. And the good thing is, it was all practical effects.
Oh, it was very real.
Yeah.
They burned down a home.
Must be green screen. But they were like, no, they showed behind the scenes footage where he sat in front of this burning house, and you're like, amazing. That's wrestling. That's some good wrestling. Right there. Yeah, see?
Well, but it is world building and drama and enemies and lore. You used the word lore when you were telling me about wrestling. So then I emailed you. I'm telling everybody the behind the scenes drama. I emailed you and I said, I'm having trouble grabbing on to some of this. What else? What is there a movie we could watch?
Yeah.
Thinking maybe you would say Mickey Rourke's The Wrestler, or I know there was a documentary called Beyond the Mat, something like that. But no, you sent me actual matches. Yes. One of which I could not access. Full disclosure. The match I accessed was Hangman Page and his lookalike blonde curly-haired partner against two long-haired...
All long hair.
Yeah. With dark long hair.
Do you know why a lot of them have long hair?
Because you can grab it and pull it and torment each other with it.
So kind of because when, as I said, when they punch each other, they don't fully punch each other in the face, right?
Okay.
But when, let's say, if we're both wrestlers, if I punch you, I need you to react as if you're getting hit, right? If you have long hair like you do, if I pretend to punch you and you push your head back, your hair's going to go flying everywhere, and it makes it look like I just punched you harder.
Yeah.
See, I have short hair.
Right.
I don't make you look like you punched me hard if I move like there's nothing. So yeah, that's why they often have long hair.
I had not thought of it that way, because they do a lot of but they also do a lot of grabbing the hair and dragging. And pulling. So when this match started, there was so much about the first moments that were dance. It was actual dance.
Yeah.
Very choreographed, very, partner dancing. Okay, I'm going to grab you by the crotch and lift you over my shoulder and flip you backwards. And you're going to flip and grab my ankles and pull me over. And I thought, this is like Dancing with the Stars. This is not disturbing at all. It was lovely and dancing and quite homoerotic.
Yeah, isn't it? I mean, some of the best stories are very like, I love him more than you love him, around friendship and stuff. And in the actual wrestling, it is so funny when you see people say like, they'll give out about, oh, women wrestle too much. I want to see more big, strong men with muscles. And there'll be people who are very maybe insecure. And you're like, guys, it's all homoerotic.
Yeah.
You just don't take it too seriously. Like, yeah, it is, it's fine. Yes, I will say Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks. All four of them are the Elite that I mentioned earlier.
Oh, so now
this tag
Hangman is
match.
part of the bad guys?
No, it's this match happened many years ago when they were all still good guys. This was actually in the middle of his drinking phase. So he was tagging with Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
But still drinking. And the Young Bucks were I'm sorry, I will go into the lower second, but just to explain that Hangman Page here is still anxious about how good he is.
Okay.
Kenny Omega is regarded as the best wrestler in the world. Just the best wrestler. And then the Young Bucks are regarded as the best tag team in the world.
Well, they have the best hair.
They have lovely hair.
Beautiful hair.
And
do they do shampoo commercials? They should.
Oh, not in Ireland, they don't. Not sure about America. I don't know. Yeah.
I was watching. Then it started to get violent. It started dancey and choreographed, and and that's the part I remember about wrestling. Like, I'll pick you up and spin you around over my head and drop you, and that stuff doesn't bother me because it's stage combat, and I can see some of the tricks behind it. My background is as an actor. I sound so pretentious. Oh my God.
You were fine on my podcast, so
stage combat. But so then when it started to get violent and there are no rules, this is when it gets MME. They are drawing blood, kicking and punching in the face. And there is a ref. Let's put that in quotes. There is a man in stripes. And he is running around muttering to himself the whole time. No one's listening. And he's like, hey, you can't do that. Oh, no, lift your... No. And he's just talking to them, but they're not listening.
Completely pointless. Yeah.
What is his purpose? Is he a real referee?
I think the industry reason for him to be there is because he has an earpiece, right? So if someone in the back says, we need to finish up this match now in 1 minute, he can tell them, guys, finish up now in a minute. Like, he's kind of there to...
He's a producer.
Kind of, yeah. He's in between the producer backstage. And
so he's the first AD in the biz. That's the first AD. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Because, like, if we were having a match and you're meant to win, but you suddenly have really hurt yourself, he's able to go, hey, Mandy's after really hurting herself. What are we going to do? And then they're able to go, just have her roll out of the arena. And he'll be able to say, Mandy, roll. Just get out of here.
Okay.
So, but in the actual storyline of it, he's there to keep the rules.
That's he's so cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I wasn't thinking of all earpieces. Because coming from the stage, Kevin, I don't know if I mentioned I'm a stage actor. There are no earpieces, right? No. Everything is scripted and planned, So I forget about the magic of TV, where communication can happen and things can get changed on the fly as needed, and so that's interesting.
Yeah.
They do so many. Oh, he's pinned down. 1, 2. Oh, he just narrowly escaped. It is so many false, almosts.
Yeah.
Does a match ever end really quickly? They need a half hour of content, right?
So the match I showed you was on a pay-per-view. Usually pay-per-view matches, they're the big events, right?
Right.
That they usually go long. I'm talking, I think this match is about 40 minutes. I mean, the entire thing. But usually you'll have matches going 20 minutes. The odd time, though, you will have a case of two wrestlers go out there, one wrestler beats the other one in a minute, 2 minutes.
But that's all planned, predestined.
Oh, yeah.
So they wanted to do that to squeeze more names on the marquee or something.
Yeah, or just to cause a shock. If you go out there and they're like, Hangman Mandy is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and then I'm only little Kevin, and then I go out there and suddenly pin you in 5 seconds, and it's a big shock. Oh my God, it's that. Oh my God, I didn't expect that. And you have to find out what happens next to Kevin and Mandy.
Hang Mandy, yes.
Hang Mandy, I apologize.
That's okay.
Will.
I'm going to kick your ass, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm going to have to change your.
I'm going to burn down your childhood home.
Contacts. Hang Mandy. I'm only renting, so if you want, go ahead. You can't touch me. But a match like this wasn't going to end in 5 minutes because they're all too good.
Mhm.
The crowd would have just been like, no, I want to watch this match. I want to see them perform.
Right.
So yeah, everyone knows 10 minutes into it during the first pinfall, this isn't ending.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, the
they just
audience,
play along.
they count along, and the count seems to get slower every time too. It's not
Yeah.
like 3, 2. It goes on and on.
It's like panto. I don't know if America has panto. That sort of stage play where the crowd are like, he's behind you. Like the crowd play their part.
Yeah.
And like, I've been to wrestling events and I really like this wrestler, but I know he's a bad guy. So I will boo him because that's his role in the movie. Like, if he's Darth Vader, I'm going to boo Darth Vader, but I like him as a character.
Right.
No. So yeah, that's...
It all makes sense to me. And I'm so afraid of violence. I don't really like violence. So you were very sweet and said, well, I'll send you stuff that doesn't have a lot of violence. And you did. But, that's why I, have never watched wrestling.
And there is, as I said, with AEW, like, I mean, God, we watched a show last week and the women and the men both had matches of their own, right? But the match was a specific type of match where they get 2 wrestling rings, they put them together, and then they put a big cage around it, right? And then 10 women go in and they fight each other, 10 men go in and fight each other at different times. But there was, my God, like there was fire, tables, thumbtacks, like that was really violent that you probably don't get in WWE. But as I said, there's so many companies. Some companies are pure comedy. I think I sent you a match there, Orange Cassidy and Pac, and it was
that's
just
the one I couldn't
match.
access.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like in your country, you can't watch this.
I get it. Yes. That is way more lighthearted.
Okay.
So yeah, if you can watch that, Orange Cassidy is a nice kind of safe wrestler.
Do you know what the Real Housewives are, Kevin? Have you heard of that?
I believe I have. But I don't know which one are you talking about.
Well, that's
LA or...
Well, there's all sorts of them, but that's the level of violence I can handle. Like somebody's pulling someone's weave, somebody's throwing a glass of Chardonnay in someone's face. But I liken those storylines to wrestling.
Do you know you mentioned about the referees? What do they do?
Yeah.
A match that I should have sent you, but I feel like you'd go, what the hell is wrestling come to? There is a match online with a referee in the ring, and he's refereeing a match between the Invisible Man and Invisible Stan. So he's the only person in the ring, and he is acting out as if he is refereeing 2 people who are invisible. And the whole crowd is on their feet chanting for everything. It's like a beautiful comedic performance from the referee.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. He goes outside the ring to follow the wrestlers out. So I really should have sent you that. But there's so many matches.
Right.
You could think of them forever.
Of course.
But yeah,
and
check that one out.
And this is like a soap opera that will never end for you.
No, that's why and for anyone who's like, I might try and watch it, you just have to jump in and know you're lost.
Right. And you can jump out and jump back in and it'll keep going. I mean, there are soap operas that have been on the air here for 60 years or something, Days of Our Lives. Yeah. And I watched it as a kid, like in high school, and then I haven't watched it since. Yes, but I know I could jump back in and go, oh, okay, yep, got it.
Pick it up. Yeah.
Oh, that's the great granddaughter of so and so. I remember her. Yep, I'm caught up. So I get the appeal for that and for the emotion and the drama and the humor and all of that.
The silliness. Yes.
Because is it about the sport at all for you? Are you intrigued by the sport or more so the entertainment?
I mean, I think it is impressive when you watch them do, as you said, the like choreography of it all. Or even like, I know you said you don't like the violence part of it, but like it's impressive that they're able to go out there week after week and just continue doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm impressed with all that stuff. And I do get that they are athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have to be. It's not like I can just jump in the ring and do that stuff. but so I appreciate the matches and everything like that. But it is the stories, as I said, that are either lighthearted. Like, I'm not there thinking this is Oscar level, acting.
Right.
But it is just the fact that they have so much lore behind it. Everyone likes that when you're a nerd. You like figuring out like what went on before and what might happen next. So yeah, I enjoy all that part the most.
And are you nerdy about other things? Star Wars
things,
or Dungeons
not really
and
Star Wars.
Dragons?
Lord of the Rings I'm nerdy about. D&D I've gotten into. Or stuff like that. God,
yeah.
I'm really getting into Predator because I want to watch that new Predator Badlands. So I'm doing a deep dive on the Predator movies.
Okay. You enjoy those? I've seen the trailer. That's enough.
It wouldn't be for you, no?
Oh, no. Yeah.
No. Apparently the new one is heartwarming. Now, that's what I've read, so I'm going to assume that. But yeah.
I'm going to believe you.
Okay, I'll send you YouTube videos.
Please keep sending.
By the way, I should mention, when I was like, okay, I'm going to try and find... I'll talk about Hangman. I'll try and stick to one person instead of, again, trying to explain all of wrestling.
Right.
And then I tried to find videos, and there's a lot of documentaries. I was like, oh, this is fantastic. I can send a doc to you, and you can just watch that. A lot of them are like 4 or 5 hours long. And I was like, I cannot send... I can't say, hey, watch this. And it's like 8 hours long. I really tried to like condense it into an hour and go, hopefully this will explain.
No, you did great. I appreciate how you curated and that you were trying to be sensitive about my aversion to violence. And I totally appreciate everything you sent and watched as much as I could. And I'm going to stop down and tell everybody my business, and then you're going to turn the tables on me and ask me a couple questions about Hangman or wrestling or any of this. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So now you have 45 seconds to think of those questions. Here we go. Go. Great. Make Me a Nerd is a production of True Story FM. My engineering is by the peerless Pete Wright. The music is Jane and the Boy, and it's called Wonderstruck. You can get me on socials on Instagram at Mandy_Kaplan_Clavens, both with K's, or on TikTok at Mandy Miscast. And if you are listening and enjoying, please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Hit the 5 stars and actually write the review. Things like that help more people find the podcast, which helps me keep this journey going, as does going to makemeanerd.com/join and hitting that membership button. $5 a month is all it takes to get your episodes ad-free and early and help me keep the lights on and the mics hot. I think I just heard Pete say that and I liked it, so I'm ripping it off. On a different podcast called The Film Board that I also do. Okay. So, with our last couple of minutes here, any questions for me about wrestling? What can I explain to you about the sport of wrestling?
Oh, well, I'm kind of curious now. If I'm someone who's new and I'm saying, ooh, I don't really know what's a baby face and a heel. First of all, I'm going to ask you this. What is a baby face and a heel?
The good guys and the bad guys.
Absolutely spot on. Now, I do want to know, you've watched a bit of it now. Which do you think is more fun to play?
Oh, the bad guys for sure.
Really?
Yes.
You'd prefer to play a bad guy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right? But good guy is a misnomer because the good guy burned down a childhood home. And good guys are trying to tear faces off of other people. So it's really...
perspective.
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
You can't say, well, I'm a babyface good guy and be...
The funny thing is, with Hangman Page, there is a kind of a fan approach that Hangman is never wrong. Like that is that is repeated often. Anytime he does something morally grey, Hangman has done nothing wrong.
That is my philosophy on this podcast.
That is
Kevin.
The philosophy of AEW. Right? That's the only way you can survive this. I'm curious. Now as well that music is a big part of entrances, right? They all have to come out with music. I'm curious, what music would you use?
Besides Barry Manilow's Mandy?
but yes, I forget now. Have you decided? Was it Barry Manilow you didn't want on your island?
No, it was Rod Stewart. Don't even.
You don't. Was it
Don't
Rod
go
Stewart?
there. Don't go
you
there.
Don't want. Okay, I'm coming out to Rod Stewart. What you do? What you hit me with? What's the first thing?
Yeah.
You hit me with.
If I were a wrestler, this is a fun question. The song that gets me pumped when I'm driving and it comes on the radio is "Walking on Sunshine" by Katrina and the Waves.
Beautiful choice.
And,
I can see it already.
Yeah. And I would be really, I feel like my character as a wrestler would be like, no, seriously, let's talk it out. Give me a hug.
Be a pacifist.
Give me a hug. Like, let's talk it out. We'll figure it out.
You're Mandy the pacifist, is
yes.
what you're saying. You're just trying to get people to. Yeah,
I'd be huge in the wrestling world. It's so.
Absolutely. Wait a minute. You're a bad guy in this. You're a heel.
Oh.
It was getting.
Yeah.
See, you're already betraying the character. That's the big point. Yeah. You need to. Yeah.
Well, when I'm hugging her, then I would whisper like, "You're fat," or I don't know.
Right.
So
you're trying to mentally defeat them.
Yeah. You look old.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think you might be suited more for the, as they call it, the valet, the manager role, where you stand on the outside doing that? Maybe the ring is too close to the action.
Here's a little fun fact about me, Kevin.
Yeah.
I have an aversion to sweat. So I don't think I could last for 10 seconds in any capacity in this world. I have never seen Rocky, but I know at the end, Adrian hugs him and I think,
not worth it.
Like my husband knows.
Yeah.
I don't care what's happening. You could be dying. I'm not hugging you when you're all sweaty. It's just not going to happen.
Okay, you may not.
I'm not going to last in the wrestling world, am I?
I don't think you should. I don't even think you should go view. I don't think you should be even part of the audience.
No, I won't be.
I think YouTube is close enough for you.
You have a deal, my new friend. Well, thank you so much for being on my podcast and for having me on yours. Tyrant in Training. Improv comedy podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And thank you all for listening. Until next time.